Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film a quick intro for a new reading vlog because tonight I want to start White is for Witching by Helen Oyeyemi. This is the fourth new to me author that I wanted to try this year. I had my eye on this book and Helen Oyeyemi as an author for a very long time. I think that her books sound fantastic, but then they are very divisive. So some people love them and some people hate them. So I hope I will fall to the love side, but I have actually no idea. The way these vlogs work is that I will update you always after 25%. So when I'm a quarter of the way through, when I'm halfway through, when I'm 3/4 of the way through, and when I'm done with the book. And we will just discuss whether this is a new to me author that I want to read more of, or if this is an author where I'm like, just not for me. So I hope you enjoy this and let's read this book. So I'm now 25 or actually 27% through White is for Witching. And this book is very interesting so far. So first off, content warnings for disordered eating. The main character that we're looking at here, or like one of the main characters, Miranda, has pica, which is apparently an eating disorder where you want to eat things that are not food, and she specifically wants to eat chalk, and that is kind of quite a big part of the story so far. But when we go back to the beginning, the first couple of pages are very interesting because you don't really know what's going on. It starts with the question, where is Miranda? So we know that something will happen to Miranda, and then we're introduced to two points of view. And I'm not quite sure how to say the first name. It's maybe or Ori, something like that. And then we later on in this first quarter learn who that is, but at this point we don't really know. And then we have Elliot, who is Miranda's twin brother. We learn that quite quickly, and yeah, we just have their thoughts of what happened to Miranda. But then we also get little inputs of the house, it seems. So that's something I love. It's a trope I love, when the house is sentient and is telling us part of the story. And yeah, so far we have followed the kind of history of this family. We learn that the mother of the family, Lily, has passed away. And we now only have the father and then Elliot and Miranda, and they're both starting college, so they are almost adults at this point. And the death of Lily seems to have worsened Miranda's health. And then this house that they're living in is the family home of the mother and like her part of the family, and we see that they have transformed this into kind of like a bed and breakfast place, so there are guests staying in the house as well, and there is a family who are taking care of the house. And with this family we also learn that there's something going on. It is a family with two daughters, and the daughters tell Miranda something that is like very eerie and very creepy. So we'll see. But yeah, the writing style of this is very unique, very enchanting, but also bizarre in a way. But I am enjoying this so far, and I can't wait to get further in and get to know these characters better. But right now I'm really intrigued and happy to continue reading. So I know the lighting is horrible right now, but I am halfway through White is for Witching, and I wanted to give you a quick update so I can keep reading for tonight. But yeah, we have made it pretty much a little bit more than halfway, and things are developing, but it's still very hard to tell for me where this one is going. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned in my previous update is that in the beginning of the book there is something mentioned called a succulent or something like that. I have no idea how to say it. It could be completely wrong. I had never heard of it before, but apparently it is some kind of a mythical being. I don't want to look up too much about it because I don't want to spoil myself, but it is mentioned in that weird beginning bit that maybe this is somehow like the, the evil entity that we're facing here. I don't know. In this second quarter, we keep following mainly Miranda and her brother Elliot as they finish school, and we can see how Miranda is further struggling with her eating disorder, but also her mental health in general. It's very unclear how much we can rely on what she's telling us, because she also mentions that there are things that she remembers that haven't happened, and she just had a dream about the women in her family, and we do learn a little bit more about the family history as well, which obviously with the whole witching theme, that is probably going to be quite important. We also have some murders that are happening, or like stabbings, and that seems to have something to do with this family as well. And I'm really intrigued to see how that will all come together in the end. So this is a very interesting experience because on the one hand, it feels very mundane. We're just following this family living their lives. On the other hand, it is a very suspenseful, but also, as I said, the best word for it is bizarre, because it should feel so mundane, but it doesn't. So I am really liking it, and I can only repeat myself and say that I can't wait to read more and see where this all goes.
Is there an M.T.A. Hoffman, or is this the weirdest way to write E.T.A. Hoffman? I'm confused.
So I am now 3/4 of the way through White is for Witching, and the tone has shifted quite a bit. In this third quarter, we start into the second part of this book, and we follow Miranda's journey at college. We no longer have Elliot's point of view, but we have Ore's, or whatever you pronounce the name, I don't know. But we are seeing Miranda through her eyes in the second part, which is very different. Ore is a black character. She is one of the few students of color in Cambridge where they're going, and so her perspective is quite different than the ones we had in the first part. And then we also learn about a woman who comes to work at the house as a replacement for the family who left, and she is a black woman as well. And it seems like the house does not want her. So I guess in this third quarter, we dive more into themes of racism. I still have no idea where this is going, so I'm very intrigued to read the last little bit of this. Now, this third quarter also reads very queer. We do get a lot of like intimacy between girls in those chapters, which I did not expect, because on the back of the book, Ore is described as Miranda's best friend. But from what I've read in here, I wouldn't say that is necessarily true. So this does have themes of queerness as well, which I always enjoy when it is explored in books. So I will read on with this one, I will finish it, and I'm very intrigued to see where it takes me at the end. One other thing I wanted to mention though is that in this third quarter we have two very obvious Lord of the Rings jokes. And I was like, am I imagining this? But like, girl, I feel you. So we'll see whether there is some more of those, but that's definitely a plus in my book. So yesterday I finished White is for Witching, and I wanted to let it sit with me a little bit before I do this final update. I decided to give this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to read more by Helen Oyeyemi. I think that her writing is very interesting. I really liked her writing style and just the themes that she put in this book. It definitely is eerie in a way. It's quite bizarre, but it's not horror in the sense that there is like spooky, creepy stuff in here. It's more just this like atmosphere, this sense of not knowing what is going on at all, who are the narrators that you can actually trust, and yeah, I just really enjoyed that. And even though this book doesn't really give you any answers at the end, I was fine with that in this case because I think it just fits the book. And that's always what I'm looking for. You know, if there's like a super open ending with a book where I'm like, yeah, but I need those answers, I don't like it. But with this one, it kind of worked for me because that just wasn't the point of the book. I just really enjoyed the way that this book deals with themes of racism, of family history, of the kind of trauma in a family that can transcend, I don't know how to say that word, different generations, how these women were portrayed as well. And yeah, I enjoyed this, even though I'm way too stupid to understand it correctly, but that's all right. I don't feel like that is a bad thing per se. So yeah, I really like this. I will definitely read more from this author, and I'm intrigued to see whether my understanding of her writing will grow a little bit more if her other books explore similar themes. Maybe then, you know, I can draw more connections between the books as well. We'll see about that. But yeah, I'm very glad that I finally started my journey with Helen Oyeyemi, and I will definitely keep you updated on my channel how it goes. I think the next book I want to pick up is Gingerbread. I've always eyed this book, so I think it is a good one to continue this journey. But if you have read Helen Oyeyemi, definitely let me know what you think down below. Is there another book that you think I should read next? And yeah, let me know what you thought of the book, what you kind of took from it. I would love to hear about that. I think that I just really liked how unique this was as well. This is not like anything I've read before. And if you read a lot, that is not something you can say it done. So yeah, definitely really enjoyed this one. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Leave a like if you did, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!